So, holy shit, it's been a while, folks. I was busy. I was doing other things that I do to make money, playing with bands. I play guitar. That's what I do for a living. And as I told everybody when I first launched this podcast, this thing that we call a podcast, I told them that I wasn't going to be doing it on a steady basis. That's why it's free. It doesn't cost anybody anything except me. It costs me $100 a month for Ustream to stream it live to the tens of people, to the ones of people I've been streaming to over the past several months. But hey, this is what I do. It's fun. I do it for fun. He does it for a living. I look at that cute little boy. I do it for fun. So if I skip a week or two, I apologize to those of you who are addicted to the cheapest of drugs, the Guilty by Association show. But at the same time, fuck you if you don't like it, because I don't get paid for doing this. I do it strictly out of the kindness of my heart. Speaking of hearts, not welcome. Yeah, well, this is an old Live from the Compound t-shirt. See, it says LFC, Live from the Compound. And to prove it, I could turn around. Watch. You see? Look who it is on the back. Okay? So you see what this shirt means. It doesn't mean I'm a white supremacist. Doesn't mean I'm racist. Doesn't mean I'm a neo-Nazi. And doesn't mean I'm a skinhead, although I am a skinhead. Physically speaking only. A lot of people tend to jump to conclusions, and it's called prejudice. You judge people. You prejudge people by their look, profiling, whatever you want to call it. And I've been the victim of such prejudice. I've accidentally walked into stores with this on. I'm looking in the mirror here. It's confusing. With this, and people mistake it for a swastika. I might actually do that with my spy sunglasses on and see what kind of reactions I get. Air that later at a later date. Coming up with some good ideas for the show. I've just been, as I said, I've been busy. I've been playing a lot. Anyway, getting back to the neo-Nazi thing. I've definitely been, look, I have a skinhead. I have tattoos pretty much all over me. I got some across my back. I got Layla right here. So, yeah, you walk into a store, into any social situation, and people are going to look at you if you're wearing something like this. The biggest difference, let me back up a step. It happens similarly to inner city black youths, African American youths who wear thug style clothing. Their pants hanging down around their knees. You have Thug Life tattooed across your stomach. Grill. Whole bunch of bling. A gun. Illegal gun. And the attitude. That's everything. Because once somebody talks to me, once somebody has a word with me, it takes no more than, it's literally a matter of seconds before they're put at ease. I walked in with this t-shirt one day, and there was a little Jewish girl behind the counter of a 7-Eleven. And she looked like she just saw an 18-inch cock 5 inches in diameter. She was afraid. And I could tell that. So I had no clue that I threw this shirt on when I went out in the morning for coffee. And I said, I apologize if this offends you. It's not me. It just happened to come out like, all right, yes, it was by design to an extent, but it's not meant to be what it looks like. It's not a complete swastika anyway, but it's definitely not even meant to be. It's LFC with the undertone of a let's say a fascist regime that once existed on this planet. So I could see how this girl got a little bit out of sorts when she saw the faux sticker, and I explained it to her. I said, look, it's a shirt. I put it on. It's my brother's radio show, podcast. And I'm really nothing to worry about. I'm a pussycat. I'm a little teddy bear. I would never start trouble. I just finish it. I don't start trouble. And I keep to myself. So, nothing to be worried about. Instantly put her at ease. Instantly. And it's a funny thing because people that are prejudged, that the gang of black kids walking down the street, and the middle-aged white man crosses the street to avoid walking near them. The reason they're prejudged is because people that look and sound like them have been known to create trouble out of the clear blue. Let's talk knockout game. People have been seriously injured, killed by kids having fun. Just kids having fun. By the way, I haven't seen my brother's show in. I catch an episode every 3 months. One episode every 3 months, maybe. That's what I've averaged. So if I'm talking about something he's spoken about already, don't start the comparisons, please. Oh, you're ripping off your brother. No, I'm not. I'm talking about what's coming off the top of my head. And the reason is because of what's been happening lately on Facebook, Twitter, all over social media. The closer we get to election year, the closer we get to possibly having some great sweeping changes in this abomination we call a nation, the more people are getting into heated discussion and debate on Facebook and Twitter, all over the interwebs. So I was watching Gavin McInnes the other day. I did tune into his show, believe it or not. So I hadn't seen him. I don't think I've ever seen his show or anything he's ever done. And he came up with the 10 things to do to fix this country. These were the same 10 things that I was tweeting and screaming from the Facebook mountaintops about years ago, a couple of years ago. Close the borders, tougher penalties for violent criminals. Everything that retard Bill O'Reilly, he's a retard, he sucks. Look, man, liberals are really out of fucking control. And the reason I say that is because I have to deal closely with several of them in my business, the music business. A bunch of faggots. I'm sorry. What? You can't say that word. I'll get thrown off the air. No, I won't. It's the internet. You can't throw me off yet. But, a lot of these liberal thinking, left-leaning, what would I call them? Morons, honestly believe that no harm has come to this nation, the United States of America, since Obama took office. Retarded. I can't say that either. Mentally challenged. No, that's not right. What was it? Special? Look, all you have to do are look at the numbers. George Bush created this mess. Obama's fixing it. No. He's taking it to the next level of destruction. You don't get it. George Bush is a patriot. George Bush was for America. Both Bushes were for America. I do believe Jeb Bush is going to win in 2016. That is if I win my bet with Fred from Brooklyn. Fred seems to think that Obama's going to take it to the next level, nationalize a police force, and start and proclaim martial law over the land because of some fabricated or instigated national emergency. Where you're going to have the public in general screaming for martial law. Oh, we need it, especially in the inner cities where all the shit, like Baltimore and, D.C., New York City. I mean, all the big cities where the African-American population is at its highest. This is where we're going to have a cry for martial law. If that happens and election day has not come and passed, Obama will have the right under executive order to stay in office until he declares martial law is no longer needed. Did you know that? Did anyone know that? Some people say I'm crazy. My bass player says I'm crazy. Dennis. That's crazy talk. That would never happen. That'll never. Whoever thought that because of public, it's not even really public outcry or demand. But who would have thought that the Confederate flag, that I've been listening to fucking Leonard Skinner, watching Confederate flags in stadiums since I'm, 15 years old. We're going back 40 years. Since then, up until we decided that the Confederate flag stands for something that no African American can stand. Or no, I'm sorry, not just African Americans, but no American that is sensitive to the shootings in South Carolina and the fucking retard, the moronic little bowl haircut, Harry Potter without glasses retard that took a fucking gun and went into a church and killed people. Who would have thought that this kid would create such a shitstorm? You're absolutely, you know what you're doing. You know what you liberals are doing at this point. What you're doing is you're creating a larger divide between the races. That's all this is doing. It's not helping anyone. Get rid of that flag. Next thing that'll go is the Liberty Bell. After that, Mount Rushmore. Because there's a racist, Thomas Jefferson, on Mount Rushmore. I can't tell you, folks, how much trouble we're in at this point. My brother explains it a lot better. I'm not a broadcaster. I'm just a guy that decided to screw around with this because I have nothing better to do on weekdays when my daughter and my girlfriend and her granddaughter are out getting pedicures. That's what they're doing right now. Hey, look, it's America. America's good if you have a couple of shekels in the bank. And if you don't, you get to cry about how good Obama's been to you and how you now have health benefits. And I had health benefits my entire life. I worked a full-time job. You know how I got that full-time job? Not by going in with this. Not by going into a into a place that may be sensitive to tattoos with short sleeves and speaking like a moron or speaking like white trash. That's exactly how the people that are complaining the most these days can overcome, truly overcome all of the obstacles that they claim are insurmountable. I'm sorry. I went in to get a job and I told him I'd start right away. And he said, I'm sorry, you're underclarified. Learn to speak English. Get rid of the ebonics. Pull your fucking pants up. Be respectful. Don't have, yeah, that's another thing. I read this the other day. Prospective employers are not going to be allowed to ask whether or not their prospective employee has been to prison, whether or not they're an ex-con, until after they give them a job. What? What, are you fucking kidding me? I've filled out a lot of job applications in my day. Trust me. When I was in my teens, I had hair down to here. Who wanted to hire a kid with hair? I was a rocker. I had to, have it for the band. So, I kind of weighed one against the other, and I would put it up in a ponytail under a hat, fool them for the first, day or two, and then take it down. And, the employer would go, what the But to be forbidden to ask a prospective employee if he's an ex-con? What the fuck is that? Illegal immigrants pouring over the borders by the tens of thousands. What the fuck is that? The police now in New York City are under new direction, new instruction, new it's protocol now that you are not allowed to apply a chokehold to anyone. Anyone. It's not. It's no longer an acceptable way for a policeman to defend themselves. They aren't allowed to. The stop and frisk thing has been gone a long time, and let me tell you, if I'm stopped and frisked for looking like this, I don't give a fuck. I'm not carrying an illegal gun. I'm not carrying drugs. I don't have any warrants out for my arrest, so I don't give a shit. I really just don't care. You can stop me anytime you want. Probably trade a couple of humorous stories with the officer, and he'll let me skedaddle on my way. Anyone who's got a problem with that has a reason to have a problem with stop and frisk. We are slowly, de Blasio is slowly turning New York into a shithole again by taking the power away from the cops that they had when they improved, when they stopped violent crime for all intents and purposes, stopped it. You get a guy like Jeb Bush, who all the liberals, all the liberal Democrats are, poo-pooing. Oh, another, just like his father. Well, I have news for you. 26%. That was the crime drop when Jeb Bush became governor. The drop in violent crimes was a 26% drop. Google it. Look it up. I'm not going to bring it up on the fucking screen. I've seen it. Go to his wiki. Look at the Wikipedia, and if it's a lie, correct it. Go ahead. 1020 life. That was his way of dealing with violent criminals. I've posted on Facebook and Twitter. I get out to about 8,500, roughly 8,500 people. We've stalled out around there because I don't really push. I don't push my Twitter account so much. But I have about 8,500 followers, and I put it out to them every once in a while. I get some pretty interesting responses from both sides of the social and political spectrum. I get people that agree with me wholeheartedly, and some people that claim I'm absolutely insane for wanting another Bush in office. But I am all about Jeb Bush in 2016. I'll tell you why. Because he is what's needed. That extreme to the right is what's needed to counter the bullshit that's been heaped upon us for the past 7 years by the left. If you don't understand that, it's every action causes an equal and opposite reaction. And fortunately, in politics, it's pretty much the same. Obama's brought it to a point where we need someone like Jeb Bush. We need someone that's going to be tough on rioters. We need someone that's going to be extra tough on ISIS, which is a tremendous force to be reckoned with these days. Look, we all of a sudden we have now 2 days, 3 days before the 4th of July, we have national security emergency. We have red alert now. Now that nothing's been done for the past 7 years except coddling these fucking radical Islamic fucks that burn people, cut off women's clits, and fucking stone people to death. These animals that kill cats, I'm sure you've seen that on Facebook, for fun. And basically hate anything having to do with Judeo-Christianity. They hate us. There's hatred there. The religion of love and kindness. They hate us. And you know what? You can't reason with that. There's no reasoning. Just like Bush did down in Florida. No reasoning with criminals. No plea bargaining. Well, if you don't do it again, we'll let you go this time. You let people go. You let on a world scale, on a national level, you let those type of murderous animal fucks go, and you're going to end up with 10 times the problem down the road. This is something that I do believe a good, strong Bush, and I'm not talking about Hillary's, will a problem that he'll remedy, along with unemployment. Look up the numbers on Obama. It's fucking horrendous. His own people in big cities of the numbers, the workforce has never been smaller. His percentages have gone up, but that's because he's hiring. He's making laws that require us to hire many more minorities. So the percentages are up, but holy shit, the fucking workforce is, from what I read, is a fraction of what it was in the 80s, the early 90s. Oh yeah, that was Bush though. Bush did all that. It was his fault. So Obama's cleaning everything up. Fuck no. Anybody who reads can go online and bring up any information you'd like about that. I've had long, protracted arguments with people on Facebook and Twitter regarding the whole right versus left thing. And believe me, there are a lot of things that the right stands for that, conservative Republicans that I don't like, I don't particularly agree with. But you have to look at the big picture, folks. Look at the big picture. It's not about you. It's not about your personal feelings when it comes to certain things, because there are so many in this great melting pot we call the United States of America. There's so many of us that there's no way you're going to keep everyone happy all the time. But you look at the overall picture and see just how things were 10 years ago as compared to how they are now. Okay, everybody has their health benefits mandatory under the under Obamacare, mandatory. But how many have the health care they really want? I don't. I make enough that I had to look for a plan on my own, which means I'm paying more to have the care that I feel I require for myself. I have to pay more in order to pick up the slack for people that can't afford it. There are many, many reasons for people not being able to afford health care. And some of them very legitimate. Some of them, single working moms that just don't make enough. And I know because Anthony, myself, and my sister were all, we were raised by a working mom. And, she had to pay for doctor visits and dentist and whatnot. Working 2-3 jobs sometimes. There are people getting health care that don't fucking work. They don't work. Because if they did, they would have to pay something in order to have health care. They would make less than they feel their time is worth. It's a lot easier to go out and deal drugs, right? Now, when you deal drugs, you generally need to back that up with a gun. If you're dealing inner city, crack, methamphetamine, heroin, you need a gun. And you're not going to get illegal. If you're a drug dealer, you probably don't have a permit to carry that thing. And here's where we get into crime being brought about by the liberal left allowing these people so much free time by giving them stuff. Here, have welfare, have food stamps, have government cheese. Take it and then in your spare time, deal drugs, mug people, rob a bank. Do something that's going to give you a lot of money fast. Get rich or die trying. So, you see, I've come to the point where I don't give a fuck what I say on this podcast anymore. I really don't care. I'm going to speak out, speak my mind. In fact, I'm not just going to speak my mind. I'm going to speak the minds of quite a few fed up, middle-class white people and black people alike. Human beings that do the right thing in life, that don't try to get over, scam, turn to criminality to make their way. And what's happening as all of that, all of the horrible, things that are happening with regard to society, especially inner city, African American male youth. As all of that goes on, the people that make the laws and that that hand down the what's permitted and what's not as far as cops go, all of that is being changed to almost to accommodate or to look ahead to the fact that there's going to be more crime in my city, in New York City. There's going to be more. Crime is on the rise. It's going up. There's no denying it. And there's no denying the numbers. A video that I posted, the percentages are ridiculous. And like I said, I'm not going to bring the numbers up online. You should be able to look them up yourself. Google black crime. Black crime against whites. Black crime against blacks. White crime against whites. White crime against blacks. See the order it goes in. See what order that goes. Stats by the Justice Department and by the FBI. That's all I needed to see. I'm sorry I didn't average in Reverend Al Sharpton's stats or Obama's statistics. Jesse Jackson. I didn't average in their stats because I think they might be a little slanted as compared to the FB fucking I, the F fucking BI, the fucking FBI, and or the United States Justice Department. I think their numbers are a little, probably a little more accurate. So if you guys have a chance to take a look at that. And now, as I said before, the cops are being told that they are not allowed to profile. They're not allowed to, it's just ridiculous thing. When you're reading, if an officer arrests an individual, they are now required, while reading that individual their Miranda rights, to give them the phone number of a public defendant, a public defender. What? That's right. And you have the right to remain silent except when you call your public defender at area code 212-555-39. I mean, the last thing this cop wants to do is to read rights. But that's something that it's been years. Required part and constitutional and all that good shit. But to have to give them the phone number of a good public defender? What's happening, folks? What's happening to us? And what's everybody writing back to me? Well, what are we going to do about it? What can we do about it? Even my liberal friends, right? What can we possibly do about the state of the nation? What can we do as far as this uber criminality and crime on the rise goes? As I was saying before, put someone in there that's going to that's going to hand down stiff sentences, much more stiff sentencing than they do now. You get caught with a gun, illegal gun, it's a year, which with good behavior gets knocked off by a third, which if you have a good lawyer, you could probably get it knocked down to some type of probation and a class or two. So you get caught with an illegal gun, which a criminal is more likely to do, rather than the guy that, let's say, the cabbie that can't get himself a full carry license. So he packs a little 22, under his arm. The criminals are more likely to get caught, and they'll be the ones going away. And then it'll be a problem with the system. It's a problem with the judicial system. Black men are being targeted. Young black men are being targeted by the police, by the courts. The jails can't wait to have them in, to join all their friends. What the fuck are you people thinking, man? What do you think? Do you honestly think that's the way it is? That there's a problem with the system, and that's why every day I go up on News 12 every day. Wanted, Coram, New York. Man accused of robbing a 7-Eleven. And before it even comes up, I'm like, black. And there he is. I'm looking at you straight in the face and saying it. The disparity is fucking staggering. It's staggering. When I was a kid, I'd never think about robbing a store. I actually thought about it once. Never went through with it. Wouldn't think of robbing people. Wouldn't think of raping anyone violently. Would never consider beating down a black kid with a gang of white kids. That's happened. We know it's happened. But as often as a gang of black kids beating down a white kid? No. Take a look at your stats. Go to fucking United States Justice Department.com or just Google it. I don't even know if that's the website, but Google it. I've seen it. I've read it. And so many people are afraid to mention it and talk about it. That's my ranting for the day. And as I said, I haven't seen Anthony's show in a long time, so I have no idea what he's talking about. If I just repeated everything he said, that's because we're brothers and we think similarly. That's why he's got his own podcast now, and he's not on Sirius XM satellite radio anymore. You know, fuck them too. They're the ones that rolled over because he got his fucking ass handed to him by some black hooker cunt. I really don't care what I say anymore. I hope you guys have enjoyed this rant, and I hope it's been cathartic. I hope that you will take to the interwebs and really, I mean, I encourage everyone to take a look at statistics and figures before you make any judgment. Now, don't judge on what I just said, because I didn't judge on what the head of the KKK once said. I didn't judge on what the leader of the Aryan Nation might have said in the past. And although I don't want to be looked at as such, unfortunately, there are going to be people that call me a racist. Even though I do judge individuals individually. I have no issues with any group in a broad sweeping sense of the word. No major issues. I just know what the numbers tell me. And I know that if I'm hanging out in a bar and Talib Starks comes running in and wants to hang out with me, I'm not going to question whether or not I can get along with the man. Sotomayor, same thing. Anyone who's got a fucking brain, let's call it what it is. And I'm not going to say a spade a spade. That's old and hacky. Let's call it for what it is. I judge groups of people just like everyone else does. But you need to have your information straight before you do so. If you have a problem with, I don't know, Japanese Americans, you better be able to show a reason for that. Show a reason for it. Too many of them have used karate illegally and hurt black babies with it. That would be a reason. You have a problem with, Greek Americans. You better be able to back it up with some figures. I have the figures to back it up with. We have the figures to back it up. It's never, ever broadcast on mainstream, any type of mainstream media, because they would get in trouble. They would get in trouble for giving you facts, for giving you the facts, for telling you the truth about the way things are. They get in trouble. People get thrown off the air. A newscaster on News 12. God, I forgot his name. But, thrown off for saying, well, there is a problem with fatherless families in the black community. Something to that effect. Was he lying? No, but he said it. And by mere virtue of stating a fact, you're letting yourself in for a whole lot of trouble. If you have a job sensitive to, sensitive to not speaking your mind, problems, a job that's going to if you have a job that could and you can get in trouble by saying certain things, that job will probably dump you if they find out you've said it. I think that's straight. You know what I'm trying to say. I go on entirely too long with this. Oh, by the way, I have this wallet too. Yeah, they don't like that either. No one does. Everybody thinks that you're at that point that you're some kind of mean biker with an agenda. I really have no agenda. People might think I do, but it's just everything that I've read and I've seen and I've absorbed. I take into my mind, which might not outwardly seem like a very high-end brain, but it is. The inner workings are just fine. I take everything, swirl it around, kind of dope it out, figure it out, and take my facts and base my determinations on figuring things out, reading, and absorbing what is going on out there. My idea for fewer gun crimes: don't take the guns away. That's impossible. It's not going to happen. You can't take. There's like 3 guns for every man, woman, and child in the United States. Literally millions and millions and millions of guns on the street, both legal and illegal. And you're not going to get rid of them, no matter what you do. No one's taking them away. No one's getting rid of all of them. A very small percentage might disappear due to new laws created to take the guns off the street. But what you can do is take the assholes that use them illegally off the street and out of society. Speaking of assholes, I'm not going to say who that is. But what you can do is stiffer penalties. I like something that Bill O'Reilly said not too long ago. I was watching. He said, you really want to get rid of gun violence? Take the violence away, not the guns. People kill people. Guns are fucking paperweights. Guns are chunks of metal that have absolutely no agenda, no manifesto. That's all about asshole people. God knows there are enough of them out there. That kid that shot up the fucking church down in South Carolina, he made it abundantly clear that he was going to do something bad, really fucking bad. And unfortunately, the people that knew about it did nothing to cut it off at the pass. His dad gave him the gun and allowed him to carry it. You're allowed open carry in South Carolina. If you look at Chicago, which is one of the toughest states regarding gun laws, Chicago, Illinois is the one. I think it was the 3rd most dangerous place in the world. It's coming in right behind Honduras, one of the cities in Honduras that I visited, and a couple other places. But Chicago, liberal fucking Chicago, it's nearly impossible to get a carry permit, almost impossible to get a range or a home protection permit, has the most gun violence in the fucking United States per capita. Texas, Florida, South Carolina, not so much. Open carry is allowed. Concealed carry you need a permit for, which is not as difficult to get as it is in some of these higher crime areas. And the reason being deterrence. That's the reason the crime is so high in Chicago. And it's not anywhere near what they, the problem that they have with violent offenders in down in Florida, in Louisiana, Texas, the states that are easier to acquire a gun legally. My suggestion is pretty much the same as Bill O'Reilly's. Tougher penalties, much stricter penalties. You don't get off easily. Found with an unregistered weapon, caught with an unregistered weapon, immediate 5-year federal sentence. Federal sentencing. Old Barry's doing so much with the, on the federal, on the national federal front these days, with his Jesus Christ, his police force that he wants to get going, and the Supreme Court with their ruling of regarding gay marriage. He's doing so much with bullshit that he should really start concentrating on the things that are important, in my opinion. Let's mandate that anyone caught with an illegal weapon in their possession gets a mandatory 5 years. How many people do you think are fucking stupid enough to go and get themselves a gun? If they know if they're caught with it, they're going away. 5 years. No chance of parole. No chance of knockdown sentence, plea bargaining. No, 5 years. Any crime, commission of a crime with a weapon, 10 years. No chance of plea bargaining. No fucking shot at early parole. You get 10 years. You go away. 10 years of your life is taken from you and thrown down the fucking toilet. That is deterrence, folks. That's what we need. That'll take care of gun crimes. Real quick. Right quick. As to say, yeah, that take care of it right quick. And as far as hate crimes go, that's another whole episode. We'll get into that next time. I have to answer my texts. Yeah, it's him again. So I have to answer my texts, and we'll get around to something else. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but thanks for listening to my ranting and raving, and stick around for this.
Bitch, the fuck? Who are you?
You don't talk to her like that. Yeah, it's between them. Get up. It's between them. Get up. I'm not playing with you like real.
She keeping that baby so she gonna get her ass beat.
But you can keep your mouth closed.
Mosquitoes, right? Oh shit. Dude, they shouldn't have fucked them up. Dude, take the baby off. Take the baby off. Take the baby off. The baby's the reason why she's not getting beat up.
Hit the baby. We's it, baby. Say the baby.
Get up!
Damn, they really that scared to fight.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Someday, bloody Sunday. now return control of your television set to you until next week at this same time, when the control voice will take you to